It has been said that it was the third time in the history of Test cricket that both teams were bowled out on the first day of a Test match in which the third innings commenced on the first day. Australia made 152 all out in their first innings. England were blown away for 110. And the loudest cheer of the day. If Melbourne had a roof, it would have been lifted off as Scotty Boland, the number 10, the number 11 in Australia first innings, was the number 1 in their second innings. He survived 1 over from Gus Atkinson and the last delivery. The fifth ball was dropped by Bettel at third slip, and the last one was steered away to third man for 4. And as I said, if there was a roof at Melbourne, it would have lifted off. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the 4th Ashes Test, with Australia resuming on 4 without loss. I thank you for being here. I appreciate your company, and we look forward to the next 2 hours of this match. Will this match last a third day? I think Australia will bat out today. Those are my opinions. I look forward to hear yours. Brian Carse is over the wicket to the left-handed Travis Head, and Head gets a steep rising ball which he plays down in front of him, mid-off field, and there is no run. Interesting there, that ball climbed steeply, but Head was well on top of it, and gainly so though, his head was going back. As that ball wasn't all that short, but he jumped and played it. Maybe, I think he probably lost concentration because he could have easily ducked under that delivery. So please remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also check out the Cricket Forum store in the video description, along with COOFANDY fashion for men. On and off screen, I wear COOFANDY fashion. It's built to last, it's durable, it's stylish. You can get yours too by using the link in the video description. So check out the Cricket Forum store in the video description, and also COOFANDY. 4 without loss. They are packed in at Melbourne. The Barmy Army waving the symbolic Union Jack as Ed Secker casts the right-hand fast bowler over the wicket to the Australian left-hander, who whips it away down to fine leg for a single. 1 to the score, 5 without loss. Boland comes in to strike, the night watchman from last night. Very interesting. So he has the distinction of opening the batting and the bowling for Australia in Test cricket. Not only in Test cricket, but in the same Ashes series, he opened the bowling and have opened the batting. He will tell his grandchildren about it. So 3 slips on a gully as Carse comes into Boland. Down the leg side, he turns it away down to fine leg. It's running very close to the boundary. In fact, it gets there 4 runs. We'll see if he got back onto that. No, off the tie pad, 4 leg by to Australia. That takes them up to 9. Wayward delivery by Brian Carse. Clearly off the tie pad. Was he playing a shot, or did he leave it alone? Nonetheless, the umpire signaled 4 leg by. Australia will go up to 9 without loss. Good evening again, everyone. Carse, 3 slips, bowled to Boland, wasted delivery, end of the first over. 9, first over of the morning, the second over of the Australian second innings, 9 without loss after 2 overs, 1 this morning. So Ed is on 1, Boland is on 4, and what a day yesterday. And maybe England should have started with Tongue. You know, probably Tongue got 5 wickets yesterday. I would have started with him. Yes, I would have gone with Atkinson. Cars wasn't hitting the right length, the right areas in the first inning. So I don't know. It's very interesting to see what you have on that poll. It's very interesting to see because for Ben Stokes, is he a poor captain, an average captain, good captain? No one see him as a great captain. 62% of you see him as a poor captain. Well, because this has to come into consideration. Why sometimes I think we overcomplicate cricket because my thing, which is a simple rule that I have, Atkins surround the wicket to head solid in defense, no run. A simple rule that I have. My best bowler on the previous day has to bowl the first or second over. He has to be one of the opening bowlers on the next day. So in the case of Tong, who got 5 wickets yesterday, there's no way I would have given Kars the ball, who never bowl as well as Tong yesterday. That's why I keep it simple. Atkinson to Ed concentrate, played it to mid off, no run. Stephen Roach, come on, man. There's no way Boland has a higher average than Imlach in cricket. You serious? That can't be true. That can't be true, Stephen Roach. I think you are joking. I really think you are joking, Stephen Roach. Honestly think you are joking. I won't accept that, Stephen Roach, that he does. I can't. I can't think that is true. There's no way. There's no way that can be true. Round the wicket, Atkinson bowls to Ed plays it out into the covers, and there is no run. The man average in cricket is 9.91, batting average in test cricket is 9.91. That's Boland. There's no way Imlach is averaging less than that. Stephen Roach, I think you are being unfair to Tevin Imlach, It's not possible. No, just judging from his performance, I know he has not round the wicket, bowls to head solid in defense, plays this through mid-on. They will get at least 2, probably 3. Got a touchdown for the second, the fielder just caught up to it, they stay on 2. 11 without loss. I know that Imlach is not averaging 20, but there's no way he's averaging less than 10. Not true. I'm checking, Stephen Roach. I generally don't check these things because I prefer you guys. But because I know that you're inaccurate, I can't let the facts stay, the inaccuracy stay. So I'll have to remove that. Head plays this to third slip and there is no run. So I have to remove that because it's factually inaccurate. Actually, Tevin Imlach is averaging 15. Not great. It's rubbish. It's poor. It's below mediocrity. Big up yourself, Athena. It's a tongue is a no-brainer, but Stoke has no brain. Interesting perspective. Atkinson to Ed allows it to go through outside the half stump, and then he played a cut shot, but the ball was already in the keeper's gloves. End of over. Number 3, the second of the morning, 11 without loss. 11 without loss, Australia in their second innings. That lead now is up to 53. They led by 42 on first innings, so they would have 53 now. So 11 without loss. Boland score. That's I don't think that's a part of it, Stephen Roach. Cast to Boland outside the half stump. He withdrew the bat as it passed through to the keeper. Said no damage done. I'm going, Boland. Can you imagine? This is his home ground, When Boland first played Test cricket, Cricket Australia admitted that it was a mistake to select him for the test match, and he got 6 wickets. They should have selected Giles Richardson, or was it Neser? But Cricket Australia has admitted that when they select him for that match in 2021, it was a mistake. 3 slips on a gully, cast to Boland. Boland withdraw the bat again and allows it to go through outside the half stump. The score remains at 11 without loss. They admitted the man got 6 wickets. You can't drop him after that. That's similar thing. Australia seem to be always making these mistakes because you will recall that it was a similar thing with Peter Taylor and Mark Taylor when they selected Peter Taylor when really and truly it was Mark Taylor they wanted to pick. So the 3 slips gully, backward point, mid-off, and a forward short leg cast to Boland. Boland turns this off the hip to the man at mid-on, no run. The score remains at 11 without loss. Yeah, so there are 3 slips of gully, a backward point, a mid-off, a mid-on, a forward short leg, and a fielder on the long leg boundary. That's the field for England. So let me repeat again. 3 slips, a gully, backward point, mid-off, mid-on, forward short leg under the bat, and then there's a man at long leg. At Cars should say over the wicket, the right arm seamer bowls to Boland who steered it to backward point and there is no run. That pitched up Boland on the front foot steered it to backward point and there was no run. So I was surprised. I mean, I didn't even remember about it. Stephen Roach didn't even remember about it. Cast to Boland, bowls beaten outside the half stump. Lovely delivery, touchdown in the corridor. Leave the batsman who pushed at it, and it goes through to the keeper. I don't understand what you mean, though, Garth Williams. Certainly, I don't understand. I don't see the parallel. I don't see the parallel. Are you telling me that if your child is doing poor at school, you won't criticize your child unless she knows that he or she is doing poor and try to get them to improve? But because the other child are doing poor, you just accept that your children are doing poorly? So I don't see the parallel. I don't see the parallel, Garth Williams. Definitely don't see the parallel. 11 without loss at the end of the over. So made by Cars, Boland survived. And the longer Boland survive, it's the more that it will frustrate England. My thing, though, is that why Boland not firing some shots? Because the field is in, I would fire some shots. I remember back when I used to coach schoolboy cricket, and I remember Philip, and I think I spoke about this already when the team was in trouble, and I round the wicket off the back foot goes head, and he hit it down to cover about backward point for 4. In the air, up and over, no intention to keep it down. Australia 15 without loss. And we're in a spot of trouble, and I turn around, and as I turn around, Philip, I made 4, and Philip said, "Yes, sir." And I don't know if Philip knew how I was thinking. And I said, "Philip, one thing though, Philip. I'm not send you out there for block anything in a boss. Round the wicket come Atkins, bowls to Ed, driven down the ground. More runs here, over pitch, onto the front foot, stroke it down the ground. They're gone for 2. They'll surely come back for 3 this time. No, they stay on 2. Probably Ed want to shield Boland as long as possible. So the score goes up now to, that should be 17, I think. 17, good shot again. Yeah, and Philip went there and play some shots. I think Philip, I don't remember how many he made. I think he made about 20 or so on, but he hit some savage shot, upset the team. The match eventually didn't draw because rain came and washed out wash out the game, the game, but we were on our way to winning that. After that quick fire innings from Philip, the opposition never came back. But I understand because they are probably looking at this and said, the longer bowler bats and get the English attack tired, then the other batsmen can capitalize. Who will come at number 3? What's his name? Who will come at number 3 for Australia? Who would you bat at number 3? Would you still put Labachain at 3 in this match, or will he bat at 4? Head off the back foot and he spank it down to deep mid wicket. It's plug. It's not going to go to the boundary. They'll run 3, probably 4. They come back for the third one because Eddie, as I said, is probably keeping the strike. So they never push for 4 there. The longer England takes to get a wicket, the more frustrated they will become. You wonder if no, Sam was born in 1972, eh? You wonder if Sam was around then with the laptop. So Boland has been given 2 deliveries, so it's the same field as previously. The same field as previously. The 3 slips, the gully, the backward point, the mid-off, the mid-on, the forward short leg. Boland onto the front foot. He drove it through mid-off. Good shot by Boland, like a opening batsman as Atkins over pitch. Ben stroke ambered off it, and the batsman will come back for 2. Boland moves up to 6. You can imagine the noise they are making now, because I'm not listening to the TV because I'm doing the watch along. Can you imagine the noise? So good shot by Boland, just coming forward. This pitch is not as bad to bat, and as persons are saying, now look at that shot by Boland. Wow. And he got 2. He moves up to 6. 22 without loss. This is hurting the English. As Boland plays that one away, and there's no run. 22 without loss at the end of 5. No, I never. No, I just did the basic search. I never did any research about. I never did a research about him. I never read up anything about him or that. You know. So. And that batting at number 9 may be why his average is so high, because he not out 2 out of the 5 times he batted, he not out twice. But that's the nature of cricket. I always tell persons that if you think you're batting too low, come not out, because if you think that you shouldn't be batting at 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or 11, you don't have a case if you get out. You have to come not out. It's basic. It's basic. You have to come. Yeah, you have to come. You have to come not out. So I'm doing a watch along in Bridging, so we'll talk later. But I'm doing a watch along right now. Yeah, man, I'm doing a watch along right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's 22 without loss. Garth Williams saying his opinion that England are worse than West Indies. Well, but your opinion is not supported by the fact, though, Garth Williams. You know, and while everyone is entitled to their opinion, your opinion, when it is supported by the facts, by the data, gives it credibility. Last year, England beat us 3-0. And when you look at the World Test Championship cycle table, England are ahead of West Indies. When you look at the World Test ranking, England are ahead of West Indies. So with all that data, I am not going to make, I could not form or conclude that West Indies is better than England. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, of course. But then the credibility of the opinion is another thing. I know it was a wicket keeper, Stephen Roach. Over the wicket, cast balls to head taken on the pad, going over the stump. That's I. It's I, Cars. You want to review it? It's I. As he gets that one to pitch and straighten. So he's really running it and hitting the back of a length. That ball going over the... Did he get an inside edge? He probably even gets an inside edge too. As Cars comes in, balls to the left-handed head, who leaves that alone and length as it goes over the stump through to the keeper. 22 without loss after 6 overs. Is Boland looking better than Travis Head here? Is he looking better than Travis Head? You see, against Stephen Roach, that argument is cheap. Very cheap. Very, very, very cheap. Because to average 86 in 5 innings, when in 2 of those innings you batted at number 9, so you came not out, and compare it with George Headley, it's disingenuous, unfair. Atkinson to Boland, and Boland nicked off to the keeper, and that's the wicket. In the corridor, Boland backing away, pushes bat at it, goes through to James Simmet, and England have picked up their first wicket. Interesting now, who should come at number 3? Whether or is it Labachane? I would send Labachane at 3. I would send Weatherly down there at number 6. I would let him bat after Kawaja. But Boland did his job. Faced 17 deliveries, gone for 6, survived last night. He's getting a standing ovation from the huge crowd at Melbourne Oval. Yes, so they are sending Weatherad. But Stephen Roach is not easy. But you can't compare. Or if you come, he doesn't. Yeah, these are the rubbish that you talk more time in a Stephen Roach, because it's absolutely rubbish. How can you compare a man who played 5 innings, but twice at number 9, not out, and then compare it with George Headley, who averaged 60 odd? If that, it's absolutely rubbish. If I had anything to do with it, I would lock you up. I would lock you up. I would lock you up and throw away the key to compare George Headley with Desmond Lewis. Their statistics are mile apart. Mile apart. Compare a man who batting 5 innings to a man who averaged 60, to a man who averaged 60 odd in 40 innings. Or could you compare the both of them? No, man. A man who not out on the 4 times. On the 4 times, a man not out, He played 8 times as many innings as the other person. And you want to compare them? And it's very likely that if that man had played 40 innings, his average probably would be 31 because his first class average is 30, I don't know. His first class average is 30. Edley first class average is 70. 89.86. 69.86. You know, Desmond Lewis first class average is 31. And you're sick of hearing Stephen Roach to try to compare those two. Sick. You know? Yeah. Thank you for reminding us, Athena. Yeah, he was known as the Black Bradman. The man they call him Atlas. He carried the team on his shoulder. Atkinson bowls to the left-hander. Weatherall, who allows it to go through outside the off stump. Weatherall. $22 for 1 England, leading by 64. Is that 64 too many already for England? I think Australia is going to bat out today, though, you know. Big up TV and cricket power play. Respect, man. Thank you for being here, boss. Round the wicket, Atkinson bowled to the left-handed Weatherall, who played it down to forward short leg, and there's no run. The score remains at 22 for 1. Yeah, man. Lock up Stevens Roach in prison for that foolishness to compare Bradman, who batted 40 times, with a man who only batted 5 times. The sample size are way too wide, boss. One played 3 tests, one played 22. Atkinson to Weatherall, lovely delivery outside the half stump. The English are bowling good errors this morning, you know. It took them until the 4th test, the second innings of the 3rd test to start bowling good errors. You know how many, what's his name? Vokes was his name, the Australian batsman. You know how many he averaged in his first 5-6 tests, and what's the other one named? There's another one who started playing his 30s. You know? You can't use a small sample size. So, over the wicket, down the leg side, head looks to whip it away. Good take by Jamie Smith. The score remains at 22 for 1. So 22 for 1. Ed is on 12. Weatherall is on North. Australia leads by 64. I just think England is going to bat out today. Wow, that's how far he is back. He's way back. Watch Cars now. He's over the wicket. Bowls to head and head, cuts inside edge on the bounce. Smith couldn't gather it, runs away, down behind him. It's going out towards the boundary. Fine leg comes across and sends the return in. And they are back for 2. Let's watch the score. Similar to his dismissal in the first innings, this time he was lucky as the ball bounced and misses the stump. Smith got a glove to it, but he could not stop it, and they go through for 2. I think it is 2. I'm waiting on the score to come up. Similar to his first innings dismissal, and they showed it right away. And he was on 12 on that occasion too. You know. Wow. Pitched up, driven through the covers. This is a better shot. It runs away. And this big Melbourne oval, it's going very close to the boundary. Picked up, stopped just inside, and they will come back for 3 surely. He moves up to 17. The score moves up to 27. What an irony there. What an irony there just now. When he was on 12 in the first innings, he played a similar shot and chopped it onto the stump. This time on 12 in the second innings, he played the same shot, but this time it bounced over the stump. Well, not really over the stump, but it bounced and missed the half stump and went away for 2. So, very interesting. So 27 for 1 Australia. As cast to the left-handed Weatherall over the wicket bowls. He's off the back foot. You force it into the cover in the gap between backward point and mid-off. They get a single. The score goes up to 28 for 1. 28 for 1 Australia in their second innings. With a lead now of 28 and 42. That's 70. Yes, so they are lead by 70. Is this match already out of the reach of England? Thank everyone who is tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. I'm happy to bring you this live coverage, especially if you're not able to watch it, but want to tune into the Ashes. Cast, the right arm seamer over the wicket, bowls to headed off the back foot and spank it down to backward point for 4. Outside the half stump, right on top of it, and he spank it down to the backward point boundary for $1. So that's another Bills for head, which will push him up to 21. As Australia moves up to 32 without loss. As that's I would have to bowl Tong. I cannot understand why Cars is bowling. He is. So let's watch Cars. Brian Cars, I think his name, or Brights Cars. But Cars is it. Right arm seamer over the wicket, down the leg side, head look to flick, goes through to the keeper, and there is no run. 32 for 1 at the end of number 8. 32 for 1 at the end of number 8. Tune in. Let me check into the poll and hear what you have to say. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button. And please check out the Cricket Forum store by using the link in the video description. You can also check out COOFANDY by using the link in the video description also. And when you use these links to purchase, you are supporting the Cricket Forum at no extra cost. So please check it out. Check out the Cricket Forum store. We have a lot of stuff there. Atkins around the wicket, bowls to Weatherall, who turned this away to backward square leg, and there is no run. The score remains at 32 for 1. So 48% of you think that Ben Stokes is an average captain, while 33% of you think that he's poor. Incidentally, none of you who voted think that he's a great captain. That's very instructive. Very instructive that none of you think that he's a great captain. Interesting. Round the wicket, bowls to Weatherall, leaves alone outside the half stump through to the keeper, and there's no run. Australia comes out determined, you know. Unless there's rain, this match will have a result. There's no way these teams can bat out 4 days. No, they both will get bowled out. Well, I'm not sure if England will get bowled out, but Australia will get bowled out at some time. It's just a matter whether England can hit it off or not. But Australia is putting themselves in a very, very strong position. As that one is pulled away by Weatherall down to the man on the long leg boundary, who sends the return in. He moves up to 2. Australia 33 for 1 after 8.3. 33 for 1 after 8.3. Impressive. Very impressive. So, Tongue must have had a tongue lashing with no brain at all. So there's a third man in place now. So there's 2 slipper gully, a third man backward point mid-off. Atkins over the wicket, bowls to Travis Head, who's solid in defense to mid-off. There's no run, 33 for 1 after 8.4. So they are putting a third man. They are trying to protect that area. So 2 slips, and they remove the third slip and put him to third man. There's a gully, a backward point, and a mid-off. There's a mid-on, and there's a man forward of square and a man on the long leg boundary. So that's the field. Shoaib Bashir on the field for who? Is that Shoaib Bashir? No, it's Tong. Atkins around the wicket, bowls to Ed. Ed solid in defense. He's on 21. 33 for 1. The score remains. 1 to come in over number 9. The 8th over of the day's play. 33 for 1. England really staring down the barrel of a whitewash here now, you know. Unless something dramatic happen, England will be whitewashed. They won't win at Sydney. Australia will win that. Atkins, 2 slips and a gully, backward point, outside the half stump, slow delivery, head hit it high in the air. Let's see what happened. It's gone over the top. It plugged down. They will come back for the second delivery. Well, second run. Well, both though, you know. I love that from Atkins. It was a slow delivery, wide outside the half stump. Head was early into the shot. It went high in the air. Luckily for the Australian batsman, it went over mid-off and they were able to come back for 235 for 1 at the end of over number 10. The score is now, the lead is now 77. So at the end of over number 9, should say, the lead is 77. I predict that England will be beaten in all the tests on this tour. The bowlers are doing a good job, but the batsmen are coming up short over and over, said Edward Grant. That's a fair assessment. I think that they bowl well in the first test, in the first innings. But I don't think that they never bowl well in the second innings of the first test. They never bowl well at all in the second test. And they never bowl well in the first innings of the third test. So I think they bowl well in the first innings of the first test. But for the next 4 innings, I think they were atrocious. I really think they start bowling well in that in that second innings in the third test. And they followed up by the first innings in this test. And they are not bad so far in this 4th test. Tongue is into the attack, work away by Weatherall, down towards deep mid-wicket. One of the England players lumbered off it and picked it up while the Australian comes back for 3. He just lumbered off it. That is probably because he looks tired. He's either tired or he's drunk. So it must be because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they never had 8 points last night. So Weatherall will not score more than 30. It must be Stephen Roach. All right, them foolishness there, no, man. 38 for 1. Travis said is on 22. He's going to face up to Tong, who got him in this first innings. Let's watch. Tong is it. Round the wicket to Ed down the leg side. Look to turn it away through to the keeper, and there is no run. Oh, you doing, Kevin Duncan? Greetings to you, man. It's a pleasure having you here. I really appreciate you, my friend. Big up yourself, man. Man, Kevin Duncan. You know, Kevin Duncan, you need to tell, you know. So, Kevin Duncan is a man who I've supported the Cricket Forum store in the past. Tongue round the wicket, bowls, and that one comes back in, taking the inside edge and goes to forward of square leg, and they got a singer. As Ed comes off strike and Weatherall will comes into strike now. 39 for 1, Australia. Big up Kevin Duncan. Stephen Roach, man. Who's the 12th man? Was it the invisible man, Warrican? No, it's England playing. Stephen Roach, do you know that round the wicket comes Tongue, bowls to Weatherall, leaves it alone outside the half stump? That you laugh at Warrican being the 12th man, but Neser has the record for being the cricketer who was named the 12th man the most in international cricket. You know, and yeah, he has that record. Tongue round the wicket, balls to Weatherall, who plays it down into the offside, and there is no run as Tongue is attacking the stump here at 136. Click. This is good. Good bowling here by Tongue. I would have started with him this morning. I will always support the C. Respect Kevin. Respect Kevin. Love that. Curvin should say. Sorry, Curvin. Yes, thank you, boss. Thank you, Curvin. I appreciate that. Yeah, we have to get Sammy and Chase out, man. We have to get them out. Tongue round the wicket, balls forward come. Weatherall played it to mid-on, 39 for 1 at the end of the over. So at the end of over number 10, Australia are 39 for 1. A lead of 81. 81 runs is the lead. So, you know, they're building up a sizable lead here now. You know, 81 for 1 is a good score, you know. A lead of 81 with 9 wickets in hand on this pitch, which I think is playing much better than yesterday. And I don't really see any devious delivery. It's that the modern day batsmen, it appears that they don't have any defense, you know. So once the pitch start doing something, they tend to just start to fire their irons because they don't think that their defense can get them through that difficult period as Ben Stokes comes into the attack. Yeah. In my days, batting on a pitch like this, well, I would have never batted on a pitch like this, but, you know, batting on a pitch that have a look of moisture in it. Our first thought was to bat out a hour. Leave as many delivery as possible, bat out a hour, and then you press on. That would be our first thought. These modern day batsmen, as they see the pitch start swing and so on, they don't know. It appears that they don't know what to do. They don't trust their defense, you know. So the field for Ben Stokes is the same ring field, 2 slipped, a third man, a gully, backward point, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a man at long leg. Same 6-3 field. He's round the wicket, balls to Ed. Ed jumped and played that to mid-on, and there is no run. The score remains at 39 for 1. So it's the same ring field. 2 slipper gully, a third man, backward point, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a man on the long leg boundary. So there's it. There's the field. So they have pushed back the mid-wicket now to the backward square leg boundary. So they have shifted the field. Turn away down to the man at backward square leg. So let me correct it. The third man, they took out the third man and put him at backward square leg on the boundary. So they no longer have a third man. I will watch and see if they make changes to the field. I'm trying to see. But the field then was 2 slipper gully, backward point, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, deep backward square leg on the boundary, and a long leg on the boundary. 40 for 1. Stokes. He comes in. He bowls to Weatherall, who covers up and played it into the offside, and there is no run. So some adjustment has been made because you now have a leg slip or a leg gully. No, I don't think he's quite run at a leg gully. He's at a leg slip. So it's 2 slips and a leg slip. So there's no longer a man on the deep backward square leg boundary. He has been brought into the region of a leg slip. So you have 2 slips, a gully, backward point, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, a leg slip, and a man on the deep backward square leg boundary. Outside the half stump, and Stoke got the wicket. Weatherly nicked off to the keeper, and he's gone for 5. Somebody in the chat said that he won't make 30. It was really a nothing shot from Weatherall, and England have struck again. So there's 40 for 2 now, Australia, as that ball pitched up. He came forward and he really played a nothing shot. It's like a West Indies batsman. Oh, he was bold. He was bold. That ball came back through the gate and bowled him. I thought he was nicked after the keeper. Oh, wow. I saw the keeper took the ball and throw it up, but his body hid the wicket, so I never realized that the wicket was it. Saw the deviation and thought that it was off the bat to the keeper. And so he was bowled right through the gate. So Ben Stokes struck, and Australia are 40 for 2 with the opener Weatherall gone, and he never made the 30 that someone in the chat said that he would not have made. 40 for 2, Ben Stokes striking in his first over. Oh, Kervin Duncan said, Mr. Brown, I saw a picture of you standing next to Walsh and Viv. You're a tall man. Yes, I am tall. Yeah, man, I am tall. Yes. Yes. Yes, I'm a very tall person, you know. Yeah, man. Yes. Well, Viv is a short guy, you know. Well, I wouldn't say this necessarily short, but he isn't a big chap, you know. He was a dynamo. He has a swagger, but he wasn't necessarily a big chap, you know. But Walsh is definitely a tall chap, you know. Yes, man. I think Walsh is taller than me, though. I have to look up to him. So Ben Stokes struck. So Labachane, under a lot of pressure now, has now come to the crease. Stoke over the wickets. The ball to Labachane. He's in bowl. Labachane played that out into the offside, and there is no run. 40 for 2 at the end of the over. So Australia batting are 40 for 2. Byron Banton, good evening. Merry Christmas to you. No, they have named the squad for the under-19 World Cup, which will start the 15th of January. But the squad for the Pakistan T20, which I think start the 19th of January, they has not yet named it. If they name it, I have not seen it. I have not seen it in my email, and I have not seen it on the official West Indies cricket website. So it's not on any of those places. So officially, the squad has not come out as yet. Round the wicket, tongue bowls to Ed. Ed turned this away down to the fine leg era for a single. He moves now to 26. 41 for 2, Australia. So I don't know, because there are times when they sent it out in their WhatsApp group, but I'm no longer a member of their WhatsApp group. They have removed me from the group. I don't think it was Cricket West Indies, though. I just think it's an overzealous media officer. I don't think it was an official decision. It was just an overzealous media officer who think that he should remove me from the group. You know? You'd have batted Khawaja instead of Weatherall. Well, I would have gone with Labachane. I would have batted Weatherall at 6, you know, after Khawaja. I'd just keep watch Khawaja at 5. Labachane turned this into the onside for a single. His score now goes up by 1. It's now 42 for 2. Hit over number 12. As we pushed up to the first hour's play on this, the second morning of the 4th test. It's going to be a very, very interesting day's play. You know, this one, Going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. You know, very interesting display. As stung round the wicket, pitched up, a Yorker dug out by Travis Head. It goes to mid-off, and there is no run. So 42 for 2 after 11.3. 42 for 2 after 11.3. Will Australia put this match out of the reach of England by the end of the day's play? Or will England trigger another Australia collapse and have less than 200 to make? And will their batsmen come good? Head turned this to mid-on, and there is no run. The score remains at 42 for 2. You know, Kirvin Duncan, I think I have some pictures with me and Blunder Factory. Yeah, man. I have pictures with a Blunder Factory and I, man. Yes. Head, he's searching for that full ball and Head spat, but again, Head turned it to mid-on. 42 for 2, the score made. Have you ever seen any of those curving with Blunder Factory and I? Great Blunder Factory, man. He's a good man. He's a good man, but not ready. He's out of his depth when it comes to coaching Test cricket. Head looked to turn that into the onside, taken on the pad. It goes to mid-wicket. There is no run. 42 for 2 at the end of over number 12. Yes, he's a good man, but he's out of his depth when it comes to coaching Test cricket. Yes. Shoaib Bashir. Well, let's see what persons think about Ben Stokes. Brought on himself and got that wicket right away. It's going to be fair. Yes. 51% of you think that he's an average captain. Oh, it's interesting that 6% think that he is a great captain. I guess that wicket, that bowling change of you know. Let's see now. So Ben Stokes is here. He's over the wicket. He comes in now, bowls to Labachain, who is solid in defense, and the ball goes to mid-on, and there is no run. So Kirvin Duncan say, yes, I have seen them. You guys shaking hands and laughing. Guess that was before he became King Blunder. Yeah, the thing about it, you know, Kirvin Duncan, it was, but you see, things that some fans take serious, these guys don't. These guys know, say it's just the nature of it. I mean, I told you, I saw what's his name, Lazy Older. Over the wicket comes Stokes, bowl to Labachain, taking on the gloves. He's flashing his finger. There's no run. 2 for 42. He's gonna take off the gloves now. Yes, I saw Lazy Older in the elevator, and Lazy Older said, "And the boy that always call me Lazy Older," and him laugh. He and the young lady that he was with, they have a laugh. You know, some of his fans, he's saying that I disrespect him and all of that. And when the man see me, the man laugh. And say, see the boy, they will call me Lazy Older. It's the same thing with Courtney Walsh. When I said that Courtney Walsh should be fired as the women coach, when I saw Courtney Walsh said, you boy, you are talking about me for fire. Come here, man. Let's have a drink. You know? You know? Yes. So I have a question. Should Blunder Factory replace McCallum? Should Blunder Factory replace Baz? 42 for 2. Labachain leaves that outside the half stump through to the keeper. No, I think that after when England fired, when the ECB fired Bazino, Blunder Factory is going to run out of idea because Blunder Factory is copy and pasting what Baz is doing. That's all he's trying to do. You know, that's you don't realize that because Baz play a part-time bowler at number 8 is a similar thing that Blunder Factory did. You know, Stokes to Labachain again. That one popped off a decent length and take him in the gloves. Is Labachain playing too low, or is that the ball is jumping off a good length? It's one of the two. He's either playing too low or the ball is jumping off a good length. Let me watch and see. No, he's not playing too low. The ball is, well, he's probably playing too low for that delivery, but it's not like he has this, is approach low. The ball is bouncing more than is expected. Let's watch where his hand is. It's above his waist. It's not too low. It's not too low. Do I think lazy older is worse than sleepy chase? Well done, Richard, Stephen Roach. I love that one. I love that one. No, thank you for that. Sleepy chase. Aren't you guys just funny? Yeah? Over the wicket. Stokes to Labachain. Labachain turned this away past the man at leg slip down towards the boundary. And they got a single there. Back for 2. Good running there. Good running. Australia pushing hard here. 44 for 2. Lead is now up to 86. Ben Stokes really causing some trouble here for Labachain. There are 2 slips, a gully. And then there's that man at leg slip. And there's also a long leg. So they are looking to strangle him down the leg side. And he's not happy. And he, oh my Lord. Here is Ben Stokes now. Over the wicket. Bowls to Labachain and Labachain edge through the slip down to the boundary for 4. Ben Stokes pitched up Labachain onto the front foot. Edge found in the gap between second slip and gully down to the boundary for 4. Ben Stokes is that happy. Thank you, Mrs. Brown. 48 for 2. For 2. No, but lazy older is better than sleepy chase in Test cricket, man. Sleepy chase is nowhere near lazy older. Tongue to continue. None for 6. I'll give you the field for Tongue. 2 slips and a gully. Then there's a backward point and a mid-off, a mid-on, a deep backward square leg and a long leg. He bowls to Ed and Ed squared up and that one goes to backward point, although Ed was looking to play into the onside. You know, the luck is not going England way at all this morning. 48 for 2 over number 14 has just commenced. As Ed was looking to play that ball into the onside and he squared up and it goes along the ground into the offside. But lazy older in my book is better than sleepy chase. You know, definitely. Round the wicket, bowls, drive, misses through to the keeper, 48 for 2. Tongue causing some trouble here. Ed is on 26 with him, Labachain on 7. As Ed drove at that one and it went through to the keeper. Beaten on the outside edge as he came on the front foot. Nowhere near the line of it though, he just threw the hands at it. Thank you for that name, Stephen Rhodes. Sleepy chase. Bowls off the back foot this time. Did the field at backward point misfield or did he drop the catch? It runs away down towards backward point. He gave chase and they'll settle for 2. Let's see what happened here. The replay is very important. So it was off the back foot. Oh, he was dropped at backward point. Oh, who's that at backward point? Is claiming that he never saw it. It was a straightforward catch and he made a mess of it at backward point. So head was off the back foot. Is that Will Jack? Tongue round the wicket, balls to head and a drive. Good stop at mid-on. Good diving stop at mid-on by the big fast bowler. The score remains at 50 for 2 after 13.4. It's dropped. It looks like Will Jack. I don't quite know the face of the English players like that, but it's probably Will Jack. What he's claiming, that should have been a dolly. He is the one who made the mess of it. Round the wicket, comes in, bowls to head, and head clips this away to mid-wicket, and there is no run. One delivery to go in over number 14. 50 for 2. Travis said at 26. Labachain and 7. Practicing his forward defensive stroke. But it's Travis Ed who's on strike. The lead is now 92. Here is Tongue. He comes in now, bowls to head, and that turned that away down to fine leg. We'll see if it came off his body or is off the bat. Waiting on the umpire, leg by signal, 51 for 2 at the end of over number 14, Labachain and 7, Ed and 28. The lead is 93. It's a drinks break. Day 2, the first drinks break on the second morning of the 4th test, as Australia looks to whitewash England. My thought on this pitch, I think leaving 10 millimeter of grass on a test pitch for world-class bowler was too much. If how the pitch was playing now, if it was playing like that on the first morning, I wouldn't have a problem. I would love to see this pitch being, how it is now, being the first morning pitch, because, you know, for the match, for the pitch to last 5 days and don't break up badly, no matter what you do, the pitch is going to break up, right? It's going to break up. 5 days under the sun, it will break up towards the 4th, 5th day. You will have some plates open up, you'll have some crack, you will have some plates moving. So you're going to want to leave some preparation moisture in it. I think there was too much preparation moisture, and I think the grass covering of 10 millimeter for the first morning of a test match was too much. This morning, though, it's what I would have loved to see on the first morning of a test match pitch. There must be some help for the bowlers on the first morning of a test match. Just think there was too much help for the bowlers yesterday. I don't like that. I couldn't give it good. I can't give it a pass mark. I couldn't give it a pass mark. And you know, like when a bowler over pitch and the batsman pull him for 4, and then the next ball he bowls a long up because he's trying to adjust his length, and he get punched through the offside or through the onside for another 4. I think that's what happened to the Melbourne pitch here. I think the last 2 or 3 Boxing Day test match, I mean the test starts on Boxing Day, ended in draws, I think, because they were dull of fear. Well, not really dull of fear, but the batsmen, they make substantial runs. And so I think what the groundsman have done, well, the executive curator, they call him, the executive curator is overcorrect that because he wanted a result, you know. But then I couldn't give this pitch a pass mark. Good night, Caris. It's a pleasure having you here. Really appreciate you being here. Couldn't be give this pitch a pass mark. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you are not already done so, and check out the Cricket Forum store and COOFANDY in the video description. Use those links in the video description, and COOFANDY, the best in men's fashion. I for one wear COOFANDY on and off stream. And when the studio is back up and running, you will see me in a lot of COOFANDY fashion. So you can check out the COOFANDY store in the video description. Use the link and shop at COOFANDY. And also the Cricket Forum store. So Ben Stokes to continue bowl his third over. And as I told you, the field is 2 slipper gully, backward point mid-off, mid-on, deep backward square leg, and a long leg. He's round the wicket, bowls to Travis Head, wayward delivered down the leg side, 51 for 2, the score remains. Yeah, I think so too. The Australia want 300 plus. If they can get 400, they'll be happy. But I don't see them declaring. They want to bat out the whole of today and the whole of tomorrow. And if they do that, they will lead by 600, and then they will put in a weary England and knock them over for 180. Stokes to Ed, gives himself room, plays it to cover, no run. The score remains at 51 for 2. So I think that's what they'll want to do. Bat out 2 days, because I don't know if the pitch would allow that though. I don't know. I don't think it has been behaving that bad since morning. That's why I said to young Joe, I would have loved to see this on the first morning of the match, as that one is steered away down to third man, and they will come back for 3. I think they will push and come back for 3. No, they stay on 2. Ed moves up to 28, is it? Australia up to 53. 53. So 53. He moves up to 30. He was on 28 as he steered that away down to third man. He's not quite getting into line, but that is Travis Ed. Yes, I really think that they'll be happy with 300 Garth Williams, but I think they'll be happier with more than that. Round the wicket, Stokes to what Travis said, who spanked this to cover point, and there is no run. So he was off the back foot, and he's looking to score here. So he's on 30. So 2 slips, a gully, backward point, cover point, not backward point. He's at cover point now. Mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, backward square leg. He bowls to Ed, taken on the pad, and there is no run. So the fielder is not at backward point. He has come cover point. That means he's in front of this crease. And then there's a deep backward square leg on the boundary and a long leg right back on the boundary. The backward square leg is probably about 10 meters in from the boundary. So 2 slips, a gully, cover point, mid-off, mid-wicket, deep backward square leg and a long leg. That's the field. Ben Stokes round the wicket to Head. He's in, bowls, Head guided to slip through the gap down to the boundary for 4. That genuine edge, and it went in the gap between second slip and gully down to the boundary for 4. And Ben Stokes hold his eyes in disgust. 2 for 57 for 2 Australia. End of over number 15. Ed moves up to 34. Good night, Jamur Sumal. Welcome, man. Well, thank you, Jamur Sumal. I think I just gave it now. So they are, I think, 57 for 2. And when you add the 42 to that, it will be 99. The lead is 99. That was a genuine edge, and it just in the gap between second slip and gully. Tongue comes in, bowls, leave alone, Labachin, outside the half stump, 57 for 2. The lead is 99. .99 the lead. Let's watch. So Australia is in a good position at this moment. Pitched up, whipped away to mid-wicket by Labachin as Tong looks to york him. 137 kilometers. That's good. That's 137 is touching 80. 85. Yeah. 85. 85 miles per hour. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, you need to be, yeah. Anything above 84 is good. Bowl to Labachin, covers up and plays it to mid-off, and there's no run. You know, this is good bowling from England, though. They have really bowled well since the second innings in the third test. They have bowled well. They bowled well in the first innings of the first test, then they dropped off for the next 4 innings. But since the second innings in the third test, they have been bowling well. So this is a good spell, the good start. I saw Guts Atkinson limp off the field, so that might be the end of his hatches. Labachin leaves one alone outside the half stump through to the keeper. Score remains at 57 for 2. The lead is 99. I think so. I think they're going to pile up a lot of runs too, Jamor Small. I think I said Travis Ed will always get his runs. Yeah, it just seems so. He just always get runs, eh? And I think when he passed 13 test matches, he goes on. He's averaging 80 odd whenever he passed 13 test match. Labachin drives to mid-off. Mistimed it, though it bunks away to mid-off. The score remains at 57 for 2. So Travis Ed, whenever he passes 30 in test cricket, more time than not, he gets a big score because he averages 80 odd. So when he gets a start in test cricket, he generally, more times than not, he converts. So that should be worrying to England. Labachin looks to turn that in the onside and going down the leg side. End of the over. 16th over has been completed. 57 for 2, the lead 99. And I agree with you, Travis said. I agree with you, Athena. He always gets his run. So appreciate everyone who is checking in, and I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas season. Happy to have you here, and one love every time. So Travis said we'll take strike from Ben Stoke, 1 for 13 from his 3 overs. He got the opener with all. Well, Boland opened in this innings, didn't he? He's run the wicket to Travis Ed. He's in balls to Ed. Turn this away down to fine leg. We'll see if it comes off the pad or was it the bat. The return comes in. It was off the bat, so 35. He is now 58 for 2. I gave you the feel for Travis Ed. Now I'm going to see what Ben Stoke feel is to Labachin. I think he's going to put in back that leg slip. Let's see. So will he have those 2 slips plus the gully plus the leg slip? No, yeah, yes, he has the leg slip. So it's 2 slips plus the gully. There's no backward point. There's a mid-off and a mid-on. So there's 2 slip and a gully. Then there's a cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket. The man at leg slip, deep backward square leg, and a long leg. That's the field, a 5-4 field. Sorry, he edges it on the bounce to gully. So let me give you the field again. 2 slips and a gully. Cover, mid-off. Mid-on, mid-wicket. A leg slip and a long leg. That's the 9. There's no deep backward square leg. That would have made 10. And you only allow 9 fielders. So it's a 5-4 field. Thank you, Athena. Yes, please subscribe, share, and hit that thumbs up button. So the slips and the gully goes down. That's the 2 slips, the gully and the leg slip. Ben Stokes into lava chain, drives to mid-off, no run. 58 for 2. The lead is exactly 100. Ed is on 35. Lava chain is on 7. Ben Stokes is in his 4th over. 1 for 14. He got the wicket of Weatherall in his very first over. Got him bowled coming back through the gate. So 2 slips and a gully. A cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, a leg slip, and a man on the fine leg boundary. That means he's much closer to the stump, but he's on the boundary. He's not run at 45. He's probably at about 15. Stokes to lava chain, turn it into the onside. Mid-wicket will run to the right of the umpire at square leg. Picked up, lob to the keeper. They go through for a single. Lava chain moves up to 8. 59 for 2. Head comes into strike. And I told you the field for Ed, but let me remind you, there are 2 slips and a gully. A man at cover point, a mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, deep backward square leg, and a long leg. So he's run more to the 45 for Ed. He's not that straight. Stokes round the wicket, bowls to Ed off the back foot, played it back down the outside of the pitch to the bowler who didn't pick it up. As mid-on came in and picked it up, the score remains at 59 for 2. The lead, 101. With Australia having 8 second innings wickets in hand. As Ed tried to play a forcing shot off the back foot. Yes, so as Athena said, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Around the wicket, bowls to Ed, down the leg side, work away. Work for the man coming round the long leg boundary. Gets there now. They surely will come back for 2 as the underarm flick return comes into the keeper. End of the over number 17. Ed moves up to 37. Australia 61. 61 for 2. That lead has now reached 103. Yeah. And please remember, check out the Cricket Forum store in the video description along with COOFANDY. Or there's a QR code on their screen. You can scan that QR code and it will take you to the COOFANDY store. And you may COOFANDY for the very best in men's fashion. And I remind you that I do wear COOFANDY on our stream. They are stylish. Built to last. So Tongue to continue. This will be his 5th over. He's over the wicket. Boslava chain caught at first slip. Edge caught at first slip. It was it first or second slip. They're going to check it if it carried. But I think it went straight in. The same way he got him in the first innings. It's the same way he got him in this innings. I was sipping the Milo. But that's, let's see. Same delivery, same way out. Yeah, first slip low down. Oh, it bounced, you know. It bounced. It bounced. It didn't carry. It bounced. It bounced. It bounced. That's why it was there. It bounced clearly the ground. Oh, it went straight in. It bounced. Did he get his finger under that? This decision is going to be very interesting. Wait out. He got his finger under it. I think he got his finger underneath it. It's the same dismissal as in the first innings. He will be very unhappy, but I think he got his finger underneath it. I think Joe Root got his finger underneath it. And this will be another controversial moment in the test match. But once again, Labachane is out to that ball just on 6 stump, which, you know, some would say that he didn't have to play at it, but that's the corridor of uncertainty, you know. And he's saying that it bunks. The third umpire didn't believe so. Well, you know, he will say that it bunks. You know that the batsman has to say that it bunks. I would have said that it bunks. You have to try to lobby the umpire to give the decision in your favor. If I'm batting, I would have said that it bunks. And if I'm fielding, I would have said that it carried. You know, that's the nature of it. That's the nature of it, man. That's the nature of it. And since I spoke about it, I see West Indies players now start adapting that attitude to know, you know, that they have to try to lead the umpire's thoughts. You know, they never used to do it. It's when I start talking about it, I saw them start doing it. So big up to all the West Indies players who are listening right now. Don't know Sleepy Chase is checking in or Lazy Holder. Big up to you guys. I wish you had a Merry Christmas. So Sleepy Chase need to give me an interview, you know. Yeah, I would really love to interview Sleepy Chase. Big up Wayne Canberra, how you doing? Sleepy Chase, I'd really love to get an interview from Sleepy Chase. Cast to Steve Smith, drives through the covers right away. It's running out towards the boundary. The fielder is giving chase. It's not going to get there, though. It's slowing up badly. They will come back for 4. Surely they have to come back for 4. Did Ben Duckett touch the rope? No, they're 2nd and 3. Well, they should have gone for 4. 64 now for 3. First deliver, pitched up. And Simit drives. Big up yourself, Wayne Canberra. Good to have you here, man. Big up, my brethren. First deliver, Tongue looking to bring back one to Simit, and Simit strokes it away through the covers. You know? No ball. So that's a no ball. So 1 more to the total. Ball to Ed, and Ed squeezes this out into the covers, and there is no run. So it's 65. The lead is 107. 107 for 3. So they still have 7 wickets in hand. And when you consider that one of the 3 wickets is Boland, who's more than likely a walking wicket, you know, they are still in a good position because Steve Smith has just come to the crease, and he will be looking. These 2 will be looking to bat until lunch. And if these 2 bat until lunch, then it would frustrate England. England would want to pick up another 2 wickets before lunch. Ed turned that into the onside, and gainly so, but he goes up to 38. They score to 66 for 3. Simit comes back into strike. The lead is now 108. Yes, Jamor Small. Simit wasting no time, you know. First delivery onto the front foot, crunch it through the offside. And they got 3. 66 for 3. Australia in their 2nd innings. 108 runs on the board. He's seconds now as Tongue. 1 for 13 from his 4.3 overs. 2 slips and a gully, goes down the leg side. He allows it to go through. The man at leg slip collects from the wicket keeper, and the score remains at 66 for 3. I guess it's the same feel that he had for Labachane that he's now having for Simit. 2 slips a gully, and the leg slip. Then So those 4 fielders. And he has a fine leg. Not a long leg, a fine leg. Let's watch Tongue. Over the wicket, bowls to Simit, who leaves alone outside the half stump. It taken on the pad, but it was going over the stump. And in Simit, in those, you know, those agitating ways of him, of his, you know. What is he saying? What is he doing? You can't pay attention to Steve Simit when you're bowling or fielding. 66 for 3 as Tongue over the wicket bowls to Simit. Simit steered this away down towards third man. Gully. Bethel will give chase. He catches up to it now and they will come back for 2. The score goes up to 68 for 3. 68 for 3 at the end of the over. So 68 for 3. Labache never looked comfortable at all. Thank you, Wayne Canberra. Appreciate it, man. Good. England 1 bowler shot. Yes, Gus Atkins was to leave the field, you know. So it is very important for England. And the fact that they are only playing, well, Stokes is a genuine bowler still. So, you know, Stokes is a genuine bowler. So they still have they still have 3 good wicket-taking bowlers on the field. Ben Stokes round the wicket. Bowls to the left-handed head who drives over the top down to the boundary for 4. Pitched up, half volley into the shot. Down to long off for 4. He moves up now to 42. The score moves up to 72 as Ben Stokes pitched up and head. Although his weight was going back, he was hitting deliberately over the top, down to the boundary for 4. Thank you very much, Wayne Canberra. It's a pleasure. And that those kind words means a lot to me, you know. It means a lot. I was able to cover the last test a little. Stokes, Ed who spanked it to cover and there's no run. But remember, you know, Wayne Cameron, there was a hurricane, and that's why you're not seeing me live on the screen because the studio is not back up as yet, you know. So I had experienced some infrastructural damages during the hurricane. You know, there were some infrastructural damages, so not yet recovered, you know. But we down the leg side, turn to mid wicket. Fielder dive to his right and tapped it down mid-on field, and there is no run. So there was some infrastructure damage. I experienced some infrastructure damage during the hurricane, and yeah, the recovery has not yet. I have not yet recovered, but I am working towards that. You know, so you wouldn't have had me for the Australia tour. I never had any connectivity until the last test match too. Down the leg side, taken on the pad, the ball goes to mid-on. Never had any connectivity. Never had any connectivity, yes. Mm-hmm. So Michael Douglas says, still waiting for England to play at 100% and not 20%. Most overrated team ever. I know they were going to get humiliated in the series. Round the wicket, bowls to head. It drives magnificently, but it's straight to mid-off. Straight to Ben Duckett at mid-off. The score remains at 72 for 3. With one delivery to come in Ben Stokes' 5th over. 1 for 21 from 4.5 overs. So we are in over number 19, the 18th of the morning's play. Remind you that they bowled 1 over last night. The lead is now 114. I think 42 to 72, 114. Round the wicket, Stokes bowls to Ed. Ed turned this away. Down to the man at long leg who has to move to his right. He picks up now with the returning underarm to the keeper, the second and 1, 73 for 3 at the end of over number 19. The lead is 115. Yeah, man. Respect Wayne Camber. Caesar, greetings to you too, Gail and Evans. I appreciate it, man, and all the best to you and your loved ones also. All the best to you and your loved ones. All of you are tuning. I appreciate it much, and I hope you're having a peaceful and restful holiday season, and have had some festivity, you know. Whether it's the 99% of you who are here for the good reason, or the 1% of you who are here for not such a good reason, I really appreciate all of you, and I wish all of you the best. Round the wicket, covers up Ed, played it back down the offside of the pitch, and there is no run. 73 for 3. So please hit the thumbs up button and check out the Cricket Forum store in the video description, or scan the QR code on your screen for COOFANDY Men Fashions. As I said, I wear COOFANDY on and off screen. Stylish, comfortable, and built to last. So check out COOFANDY Men's Fashion by scanning the QR code and make a purchase today. Tongue round the wicket to Ed. Short delivery. Ed climbs and played it out into the offside, and there is no run. The English fielders are fighting for the ball. I wonder if that's how they fight for a glass of pint. These English guys. So Michael Douglas, you said they're at 20%. If they're at 20%, Michael Douglas, I would love to see them at 100%. But this team is not good. I think they are bowling well, though. I really think they are bowling well. Balls to head and it slap this through the covers. He mistimed it though, so it won't speed away to the boundary. And they will second for 2. No, they are coming back for 3. Comfortable 3. The score goes up by 3 to 76. Ed moves up to 46. The lead moves up to 118. He mistimed it. He was looking to slap it away, but it never came right out of the screw. It missed the middle of the bat. It missed the sweet spot, so it never speed away. It more like bounced away and it stopped. But they came back for 3. 76 for 3, Australia. The lead is 118. Ed is on 46. Tongue over the wicket. Balls to Simmet, and Simmet plays to mid-on, looking for the singer. Ed said not on. The score remains at 76 for 3. So Australia really digging in here now. England will be looking to get 1 wicket, preferably 2 more before lunch. Australia will be looking to go to lunch without further loss. Less than half an hour away from lunch. Tongue to Simmet, and Simmet plays to mid-on again, and there is no run. The score remains at 76 for 3, Australia, in their second innings. Yes, so wish each and every one of you that are tuning in a blessed and peaceful and wonderful holiday season. And I hope that for the next year that you will all make more money than you did this year, and that you will spend some of it in the Cricket Forum store. As he squared up Simmet, that's a good delivery from Tongue, and it runs away down to third man. They're gone for 1. They come back for 2. The fielder pull it up just inside the boundary, and they will come back for 3 comfortable. And so 3 more to Australia, pushing the score up to 79 as Steve Simmet moves up to 8. So that delivery squared up Steve Simmet, got the outer portion of the bat, beat the dive of the man at gully, and runs away down towards third man, pull back just about a meter or so within the boundary, and the batsmen were able to come back for the third. 79 it is now for for 3, and Australia almost gets 7 runs there, because it took some good feeling backing up to prevent it from run away for 4 overthrow. So they almost get 7 runs. 20 overs have been completed. 79 for 3. Steve Smith on 8. He will keep the strike. Cars is back into the attack, replacing Ben Stokes. Eddie's on 46. So Banana Brooks said, Brooks, how you doing, my English friend? Cars is over the wicket. Balls to Steve Smith. Pitched up on his pad, whipped away. Work for the man coming off the fine leg boundary. They're gone for 1. He circles the boundary and picks up now and sends the return in as the batsman came back for the second. 81 for 3. Steve Smith moves up to 10. Travis Head remains on 16. The lead now ticks over to 123. Brian Brooks, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Head has been a spear in England's side. My good friend from England, who is a supporter of the English cricket team and is also a supporter of the West Indies cricket team. But it seems like this year you're on the losing end as Cars bowls to Smith and Smith leaves alone. Taken on the body, he leaves that alone off length. 81 for 3. Yes, Ed didn't get to hit it good. That is true. Yes, man. That is true. So let's watch Cars. Is in his 5th over, none for 13. The right-arm fast bowler is over the wicket, bowls to Steve Smith, who plays to mid-off and goes through for a quick single as the man at mid-off was straight and deep and allowed the batsman to go through for a single, ticked over the score to 82 for 3. Smith moves up to 11. Travis Head is on 46. 3 deliveries to come in this over. 124 the lead is. A lot of batting to come for Australia. They have Kawaja, Carey, who's in spanking form. Chris Green, Stark, Neser. Well, Neser will come before Stark. Long batting there. Over the wicket, bowls to the left-handed Head, who plays this to mid-on, and there is no run. Pitched up, he whipped it to mid-on, no run. 82 for 3, 2 to come in over number 21, Brian Cars. None for 14 from his 4.4 overs. So only Gill have scored more runs than Travis Head in 2025. Averages 43.0. No West Indies on that list. 2 Australian on it. Here is Cars. 2 slips in place. Bowls to Head. Head jumps as he plays that to mid to forward short leg, and there is no run. 82 for 3. I would love to see the list comes back up again. 2 Australian on it. I think I see Rahul on it, Jadeja on it, Gill on it. So 3 Indians on it. Was it a top 5 or a top 6 list? I would love to see the list comes back up again. Definitely would love to see it. 1 delivery to coming over number 21 from Brian Cars. This is his 5th over. None for 14 thus far. He's going to come in now to bowl to Travis Head, who's on 46, the Australian opener. Number 5 converted to opener over the wicket. Bowls to Head. He's bowled him. He's cleaned up as he comes forward. Lovely delivery by Cars. Oh, what a delivery. Beauty by Cars. And he got the breakthrough, got the dangerous Head. What a delivery. It touched, I think, about mid and half. And hit the top of half. Lovely delivery. Wow. What bowling. He cleaned them up. So Head goes for 46. A beauty. So Kervin Duncan is asking about Pooran. Yes, I would take him back, but there's conditions. He would have to give me, he would have to sign a written agreement on the way forward. So if he said that he's available to play in the World Cup, he would have to also be available to play in other matches for the West Indies for me to pick him in the World Cup squad. And the agreement cannot be verbal, it has to be written. It has to be a written agreement. So yes, but with terms attached. There has to be terms attached, Kirvin Duncan, yeah. So Jamur Small, it looks like you're bringing England to win this test match. I want them to get 5 love. I'm not telling you any lie. I want them to get 5 love. 5 love I want England to get. You know? So, you know, I want them to get 5 love. So, Australia, 82 for 4. So, that's the first of 2 wickets that England would want to get before lunch. So, they will want another one. So, they would love to have Australia 5 down at lunch. It was a beauty, though, he bowled to Travis Head. That's a lovely delivery. Simit turned this into the onside and is go through for a quick single. Was that leg by? Yes, it was leg by, so he remains on 11. 83 for 4 Australia. So the lead is 125. That is already too many runs for England. Absolutely too many runs for England. I think so. Those are my thoughts. I don't think England is going to make 105 in the second innings. No, I don't see so. I don't see that. So here is Tong to Khawaja. And he's onto the front foot, plays it to the man at mid-wicket. So it's the same feel. It appears that England has the same feel for all of the left-handers. 2 slip, a gully, a leg slip, a cover point, a mid-off, a mid-on, and a mid-wicket. Now, you would say that Ed could have played that ball better. Well, yes, he could have played it better, but that's his style. That's how he looks to get himself inside the line of the ball. Khawaja pulls a short one straight into the lap of the man at fine leg. Back of a length from Tong, and Khawaja pulled it straight into the lap of the man at fine leg. And the English are cock-a-hoop as Khawaja goes for naught. Yeah, so Khawaja goes for naught, short delivery, and he pulled it straight into the lap of the man at fine leg. Australia now, 83 for 3, and England are back in this, you know. England are back in this. They are back in this big time. And so they have gotten the 2 wickets that they would have wanted. So they are now going to go in search of the bonus wicket here. They are going to go in search of a bonus wicket. And good decision by Ben Stokes to take off himself and bring back on Cars as Cars came. Oh, that's Tong that got that wicket. So Cars got the breakthrough when he got Ed a while ago, and now Tong comes on and get a second wicket. So good bowling changes by Ben Stokes as Alex Carey, the informed Australian batsman, comes to the crease. Patrick Lambert, I'm great, man. I'm in good spirit. Now, I have not picked my team for the 3 T20 matches. It's hard to pick the team because I don't know who is available. So I'm not in a position to pick the team because I saw more than one West Indian player's name down for 2 different tournaments. I saw Purser's name for the International League T20 and the SA20, and both tournaments are going on at the same time. I think it's easier to pick a team for the South Africa series, but the Afghanistan series is not it's not easy to pick a team for that series right now because I would have to really know who is available. And you don't want to pick a team that doesn't make practical sense. You don't want to pick a team, and when you pick a team, you realize that half of them are not available. So I am not in a position to pick a team for the Afghanistan T20 series. I will definitely react to the squad when it is named, but I cannot pick one. Carey drives inside edge onto his body, and the score remains at 83 for 5. Stephen Roach, Australia is already leading by too many for England to win. I told you that England won't make 105. They'll make 105 or less. At this stage, they need 126 to win. They won't. They won't win this match. They won't win this match, Stephen Roach. No matter how much time they have to chase down the runs. And that's 4 more added to the squad. That just take my eyes off the screen and looked up and saw the ball going into the boundary. So Carey is up and running. Something as he drove that one down the ground for 4. Pitched up, tongue pitched up, and Carey was into the drive and hit it down the ground for 4. I agree with you, Kervin Duncan, but Kervin, remember that was something that we said from day one. From the moment Chase was named captain, we already said that, that you can't do that. You can't have a man who was averaging less than 15 in his last 10 innings and name him test captain. A man who could not buy a wicket in test cricket in his last 10 test matches was dropped from the test squad for poor performance, and you picked him out of obscurity and named him captain because you want somebody to captain who you can rule. Eh? You can't do that, man. So blunder factor was wrong there. It's just so much cronyism. Steve Smith turned this away down to backward of square leg, and they go through for a single. 1 more to the total. 88 now for 5. The lead is 130. So from the moment he was named captain, that was like the first blunder. From the moment Sleepy Chase was named captain, Blunder Factory has made his first blunder. There's no way Chase should have been named captain. You can't pluck a man out of obscurity. If it was like a Lee German who was captain in his first class team and transformed his team completely, we could understand. But Chase was not captain in anything at all. And people try to tell lies that he was captain in this and that and so on. And he never captain anything at all. 88 for 5. Let's watch now as Cars is over the wicket, bows to Carey, and Carey is solid in defense, played it to mid-off, and there is no run. The score remains at 88 for 5. $88 for 5. The lead is 130. And that's a big lead in this match, That's a big lead in this match because England may well have to get the highest score to win this match, to win it. They may well have to get the highest score in this match to win it. Over the wicket, bows to Carey. Carey edged, caught that slip, brilliant catch. Oh, the English are catching well. Wow, this match will finish today now. It's 88 for 6. Oh, What a catch. Good catch that. Very good catch. Oh, that was a lovely catch. The dangerous, scary. Caught at second slip. I'm nervous now, you know. I'm nervous now. I'm getting nervous. Oh, today was Etmaya birthday. Happy birthday, Etmaya. He pulled an hamstring today. That's not a good birthday present. Etmaya pulled the hamstring today and his birthday. Yeah, it's his birthday, yeah. He pulled an hamstring and he's out of the T20. International League T20, yes. So that means he's probably out of the World Cup too. Well, it depends on how big the tear is, you know, or deep the tear is. Tim David also pulled a hamstring today, did his hammy today too. So it's all depend on the degree of those tears. So both Tim David and Etmaya, same day, they did their hammy. Happy birthday, Etmaya. Unfortunate that you pulled your hammy today. Happy Etmaya. Stephen Roach, this pitch doesn't look like it getting easier to play. And you know, you see those deliveries that the man let go? You see the delivery that gets head and the one that gets scary just now, got head and the one that got scary right now. This pitch don't look like it getting easier. Cast to Green down the leg side through to the keeper, no run. 88 for 6. So Cars, a good decision by Ben Stokes to bring back Cars. He brought him back and he got 2 wickets. 2 wickets in 2 overs. You could say Carey should leave that alone, but it's the nature of the game. Yeah, I would be disappointed if it was a West Indies batsman played at that. I would be livid, absolutely livid. Oh, so you lose the bet though. How many chase make in the final test? I think I remember he getting 2 runs off a delivery, so you lost the bet, but I understand the point that you're making. The principle behind what you said here is that you just don't have any confidence in him. You don't have any confidence in him. So I know you'd have lost the bet, but the principle should set you free. I understand the principle by which we say that. So Casanova, yeah, the bowling is way better. So if Australia get to 150, England might be bowled out for 110. Is that another wicket? Oh no. I was reading the comments. Steve Smith is right up to the task today, you know. Steve Smith is going to bat today, you know. He's going to bat today. I just think he's going to bat today. I put it to 105. I think 105 is a target for England. Yeah, yes, Patrick Lambert. Thank you for that. And I'd plan to do the My Emirates Delhi Capitals match tomorrow, you know. Dubai Capitals match. I plan to do a watch along because there are so many West Indian playing. So I plan to do that match tomorrow. So Smith was taken on the pad and they're considering whether they're to go. Ben Stokes said that he's not going to go. I think it was I. It was in line. He was on the crease. It was probably I. Thank you. It was probably high, but I think they needed was to review that. I would have reviewed that. They have 3 reviewing on 6 wickets down. Is a dangerous Simit. If you get Simit now, you'll expose one end. Tongue to Simit, drive down the ground 4 runs. He didn't bother to move. He knew he was out now, you know. I'm waiting for the replay. I'm sure that ball was going to cannon into the stump. and tongue over pitch, and Smith pounced and drove it down the ground magnificently through mid-on for Bills. So he moves up to 16. Oh, good shot. Yes, I had planned to do a watch along tomorrow with that match, but I also have another, well, not an engagement, because I want to go and see my dentist tomorrow. So, and I didn't make an appointment. So I probably will be unable to do the watch along, because I don't have an appointment, I need to go early. I could probably call in the morning and see if I can make an appointment for about 1, 2 o'clock. So I could do the watch along before I leave. Down the leg side, Simit look to work that away. Good to take by Simit. End of the over, 92 for 6. England coach Bazball won't work on this pitch. You have to take your time and bat. But there's another theory out there, though, Jamor Small, is that you have to counter attack. What do you think about that theory, that you have to counter attack on this pitch? Because you soon get a delivery with your name on it. That's not my theory, though. I don't necessarily. That's not my theory. I think that if you have a solid defense, I would love to see players like Sachin and Ricky Poynting batting on this pitch. I would love to see them batting on this pitch and see how they go about it, Virat Kohli. What's the wicket? Rahul. Rahul, I would love to see. I would love to see Rahul on this pitch. Definitely love to see Rahul. Nice to have your ace straight. Much appreciated. Thank you for your kind words. You think England will make the runs? Their batting been getting better, and it should get better for batting. But I found that comment interesting, though, 8 straight, because the 110 that they made in their last innings, wasn't that their lowest total for the series thus far? So why would you say that is better? As Green worked this away down towards wide long on, and they will come back for 2, and the score will move up to 94, because they just made 910 yesterday. So I found that comment interesting. Why would you say the batting is getting better when they made 110 yesterday? They were bowled out. Jamal Small, well, thank you for tuning in. I'll try my best to keep you up to date. Stephen Roach said so, but I think that 136 is far too many for England already. As 105 is 105 I'm working with. So he said, I don't understand what Mr. Cass. You said that ITL is still going on because SA is going on. No, and Puran in South Africa. You saw Puran in South Africa, Mr. Casanova. It's interesting. I know that he's registered for both teams. I don't know which. So are you thinking that he's in South Africa, or are you confirming that he's in South Africa? So Cast coming now to bowl to Green, who is on 2. 2 slip on a gully, leg slip, bowl to Green allows it to go through outside the half stump. 94 for 6, Australia. Now, Sherwin, I don't need to look up that. I know that it never happened. And I think, was it Joseph that's saying that England will win this match by 4 wickets? I don't mind you saying that. I don't mind you saying that, you know. It's good because that's why we have this community for persons to express themselves freely. So if you think so, I do not have an issue with that. Sherwin, I Shea Hope can't survive on this pitch, Sherwin. No, there's no way. Yeah, that's better. Brian Lara, Shiv on this pitch, but not Shea Hope. Shea Hope can't survive on this pitch, man. Shea Hope would run on this pitch. Also, so he's in South Africa. He played today and lost. Okay. Thank you. Confirm. All right. Thank you. HS Straight said Desmond Haynes would be good on this pitch. You know, Desmond Haynes, that you know, it will be good. Over the wicket, Green steered this away off the outside edge. It run away down to third man for 4. 98 is now for 6. The lead goes up to 140. As Scotch pitched up and it comes off the edge. So 98 for 6. And that's lunch. Wow, the time goes by so quickly. I never realized that it is lunch. 98 for 6. So the lead is 140. It's lunch on day 2. This match may well end today. But Steve Smith is not a happy man walking off. You know, he would be disgusted with the way that Kawaja got out. You know. So Truth Set You Free saying, if you have any connection to speak to Ruston Chase, I would love to interview Sleepy Chase. I would love to interview Sleepy Chase, but I don't think that he will come here. I will send an email. I will send an email to Cricket West Indies and ask him to come on. But will he come on? Will they even answer me? Will they even answer? Because I know that he's it's a straight said Brooks showed that counter attack worked too. Yeah, well, yeah, he counter attack, yes. Yes, it can work. If a bowler can go round the wicket, over the wicket, can a batter change their batting stance from left hand to right hand every ball? Yes. I was watching SA20 today with Butler, Devon Conway, and Pooran was there too. Yeah, but Conway played a blinder today, didn't he? Mumbai, Cape Town, Pooran. Yeah, I know that he was playing for them, Mr. Casanova. So we are at the lunch break. Thank you again for tuning in. It was a pleasure being here with you. I wish you all the best. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. And have a wonderful season. You know, it was good fun again spending 2 hours here with you watching the Ashes. You know, I always want to do these watch along for for the entire match, but it's not possible, especially when you do not have a second, you know. So take care of yourself. Have a wonderful evening.